women with babies, and I immediately feel this pain and this anger, and I think to myself about women like Elizabeth Spencer. Why can she have something that I can't?
I get it. I do. I really do. After I gave you up, I tried to bury every maternal instinct that I had. But you know what? It creeps up when you least expect it.
I understand that, but look, you're a mother. You have children. You have a career. That's what I want. That's it.
Okay, Sam, then you gotta figure out a way to get what you want. So what's the problem?
Jason, he's resistant to fertility procedures, which is an excuse, because the truth is he's really convinced that his life is too dangerous. And I know you think the same thing. You've told me 100 times.
I'm sorry, but it is true.
I don't buy it. If Jason had the chance to raise his own child, he would move mountains to keep that boy safe.
It's interesting how you automatically assume that Jason would have a son.
No, Jason never really expressed interest either way, but if he had the choice, I'd know he would want a son.
Hey, let me make sure that I understand what you're saying. Sam would lead me into situations where I would come into contact with Jake because she thinks he's mine.
Yeah. That so-called picnic in the park, where you and Sam just happened to run into Elizabeth and Jake, completely orchestrated and designed to torture you. I'll bet right now other incidents, other chance meetings are colliding in your head. Let me guess. Sam would make a huge fuss over Jake right before shoving him into your arms. She meant to twist the knife, because Sam cannot stand the idea that you had a son with Elizabeth.
I went on the air and you called me to come get her at the bar because she was drunk. That was because she thought I was Jake's father?
No, not thought, Jason. Knew. Sam was jazzed off the premiere's success. We've just gotten back from Manhattan. Sonny told us that you had found Elizabeth collapsed in her home, that you'd taken her to the hospital and that she'd almost lost the baby. Sam went to see Elizabeth to show her support, and you were there.
And Sam overheard me with Elizabeth.
You're probably wondering why she didn't just confront you about it. I wondered the exact same thing. Then I realized she'd rather have the truth stay buried. The last thing Sam wants is for you to be a real and present father to your son.
Why should I believe you? You hate Sam. You blame her for your father's death.
Only because she was responsible. She tried to rob my father blind, then put a hole through his chest when he had the nerve to object.
I get that you're angry, okay? Obviously, you're invested in making Sam pay. You would do or say anything at this point.
Your instincts play an important part in your line of work. One could surmise they're the only reason that you're still alive. That means they're fine-tuned, which tells me part of you already knows that I'm telling the truth. You knew before I got here. That's why you called me and not Sam. But no problem. I'm happy to talk you through it. It's actually kind of a relief to get it out. According to Sam, the times that she set you up to see Jake were supposed to make you so uncomfortable that you would confess to being his father. In her mind, that was the only way that she could forgive you for keeping such a huge secret.
You don't believe that?
No. Sam fears, and maybe rightly so, that if the truth comes out about Jake, Elizabeth and Lucky's marriage will be over, and you and Elizabeth will end up together. And maybe not right away, but once you acknowledge that Jake is your son, it's not a stretch to think that his real parents would start to bond on a more profound level. If there's an underlying love, anything is possible. I get the impression that's the case with you and Elizabeth, the underlying love part. Sam can't stand that. She wants to hang on to you and your money and your protection. She's taking steps to ensure that she does.
What kind of steps?
Sam is planning to hire a surrogate to carry her egg and your sperm. That's right, Jason. Sam is going to hire a stranger to provide her with the one thing she thinks can make you finally marry her.
When I find a surrogate, it won't matter if she's carrying a girl or a boy, as long as Jason and I can look at that baby and know that it's ours.
Well, I have the best hopes for you. But I do sense an urgency about this.
Oh, of course not. And I've been wanting a family for a really long time. You know that.
I do. Okay, so when you go through with this, would you mind if I could look over the contract? I know it's an emotional issue for you, but it is a business arrangement, and there could be legal loopholes. I want to make sure that all your rights are protected.
Thank you, but Dr. Lee made it sound pretty cut and dry. So,
Just to be safe.
gosh, you're really starting to sound like Amelia. She wants me to always be
Of
informed.
Amelia, I wouldn't mind taking a look at the contract that you have with her as well, just so I can make sure all the I's...
Unfortunately, it's too late, but it doesn't matter because I really trust her. I mean, look, she's handed me this job, this amazing job on a silver platter.
What does Amelia think about you wanting to become a mother?
Well, she was quite clear as long as it doesn't slow down production, and I'm sure she doesn't care, but I do. I would give all of this up in a second if it meant having a family with Jason.
For the little...